Hi there. Today I wanted to share with you why I decided to start this YouTube channel, why it's called Selfcare Karen, and the self-care journey that I'm on. Hopefully that's something that interests you, so hang tight. So welcome to Selfcare Karen. This is a channel all about my self-care journey, my quest to find joy in my life, and I'm sharing that journey with you. If you enjoy this, please subscribe, please view this video a gazillion times. I'm trying to build my channel, and anything like that, a thumbs up, putting comments in, all of that is great stuff and will help. So please do that. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. And just to say that I am trying to upload videos twice a week on a Monday and Friday at 7 a.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. I'm trying to build content, and I'm trying to do it without judgment. So basically putting up things that I think either that I want to film, or things that when I do film, I get a great sense of joy. So all part of the journey, but Mondays and Fridays. So I thought it might be a good idea to explain why Selfcare Karen, why this YouTube channel, and why am I sharing this journey with you? And I guess the point is that it really is, and this might sound a bit odd, but this really is all about me. This is about me making sure, in part, that I am taking care of myself, but also sharing that journey. And the reason why I think it's important to share is because, it might be something that interests you, hopefully interests a lot of people. You might learn something, you might think, well, Karen's tried this, so maybe I'll try it too. But also, I found a long time ago when I started training with my work, and I did quite a lot of leadership training, as well as sort of technical training as well. I found that if you have to explain something to someone else, you have to, or you do in the process, deepen your own understanding. And so that's something that, sparks joy in me. It makes me think, okay, well, maybe if I do a video on meditation, maybe that means I'm going to go deeper on meditation. Or if I am concentrating on affirmations, then again, I'm going to learn more about it. And then, I'm obviously doing videos about beauty products as well, which I have a massive addiction to and also passion about. And so it gives me the opportunity to sort of delve in deeper, but share what, not keep it all to myself, but share that love, share that joy with more people. So it is it's selfish, if you like, but I'm not sure that when I say selfish, I don't mean it in a negative way. It's about really exploring things that are important to me, and then having a creative forum where I can share that with other people. And if I go back a little bit in time, and I'm probably going to do a video exclusively on this topic, but let me just give you a snippet now. In 2015, I, after waiting for my Prince Charming to come along for many, many years, decided to take matters into my own hands and try and have a baby, which was something that I have always wanted to do and felt that I really needed to do. And so, I started that journey, and I really concentrated my energy, my time, my money, everything on that journey. And whilst I gained a lot in that process, not least as a beautiful baby boy, but I did lose, talking about gaining, I gained friends that I would never ever have come across if I hadn't have started on that journey. And actually many of the people that I met when I was going through the treatments and what have you, on virtually. I mean, I've met most of them online, in person now, but initially it was through forums like Mumsnet. You know, I've gained so much from that, and I would never ever want to take that away. But I also sacrificed quite a lot in that journey, and it all came good. It's had a great result. But then I went straight into motherhood after 3 long years. I mean, it wasn't very quick, but and you know, if any of you are mothers, you'll know, or parents even, you'll know that you have to give a lot of yourself. And so I kind of felt that maybe I lost myself a little bit along the way. Part of it was to do with time and energy, but also just having that kind of headspace. So I'm really lucky because recently I've been able to reignite kind of my own self-development, and yeah, I guess Selfcare Karen is an expression of that. And just to say, you know, in terms of YouTube, I probably first came across YouTube, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a bit more, not sure. And really, I was only, this is going to sound strange. Yeah, I was subscribing and watching videos of people squeezing blackheads. I find that incredibly relaxing. I know other people do because there is that content out there. So clearly other people enjoy watching that kind of topic too, but you might not. My apologies if not, but yeah, God, you know, when they're going in, I'm very specific or very particular about the types of videos. I'm not so keen on when they're injecting painkillers first and then doing the squeezing. It's just the good old squeezing that I like to see. But yeah, that's kind of my first step into YouTube. And then from there, around the time that I started the fertility journey, or maybe a bit earlier, I started really getting into the beauty channels. So yeah, I love watching tutorials, product reviews, just general chit chat. And actually, I used to kind of start my every day watching a couple of videos or one video before I went off to work, and certainly more at the weekend. And I just found it like a relaxing moment or two. Some of my favourites, Tati, who, yeah, that's a bit of yeah, that's she's in the news a lot at the moment because of some scandals that she's had. But if you go back to what her channel was originally all about, yeah, really like her videos. Thought they were done very professionally, but also, you know, really introduced me to a lot of makeup and not necessarily high end. Yeah, and I just enjoyed watching her videos. Also really love Jen Loves. I think that's how her handle now, Jen Loves Review. I'll put links below. Jessica Braun was another one, Emily Noel. I've obviously come across more as time goes by, but yeah, those were the ones that kind of kicked me off. And it was just, you know, watching people put makeup on, I just find it really relaxing, and hearing what their points of view are and then coveting the products that they talk about. Yeah, I really get a lot of joy from that. And that's been a big inspiration for me for starting my own channel. And probably, you know, from jumping in and deciding, actually, I'm really going to do this, to the channel going live, it was about a week. It was really fast. And that's one of the things that I take heart from, because I think, well, if it was that easy, then it must be right. It must be what I should be doing. So yeah, I'm feeling really energized about the channel at the moment. And I'm really fortunate because this year I've had the opportunity to, as I said, to kind of really focus on myself a bit. And I initially over the summer did some coaching, really just to sort of help me get back into sort of working out what I wanted to do next from a career perspective. And that was really helpful. And then at the end of those sessions, I kind of realised that I probably needed some much more sort of targeted and specific coaching advice. And my background is human resources. And I I found this amazing coach, Supertel, and she has absolutely changed my life because with the sessions that I've done with her, they have been about the career coaching aspect, but it's been much more holistic. And I've managed to rediscover the law of attraction, which I'd found many years ago. I think it's around 2006 or so through The Secret, but never really got into it properly. And now I feel like I'm on the right track with that, and it's bringing me a lot. It's bringing a lot to my life. Really is different mindset, a different way of doing things, looking at things, and really realizing that it's not about some future moment. I've always felt like I'm looking to the future, which, you know, is fine, but it's also about the present. It really is about the present and about making sure that you're okay in the present. And so I think this ties in really nicely with Selfcare Karen because, you know, being busy and caught up in life, I often forget about myself. I forget about making sure that I'm okay. And that can be from something really basic like sleeping well enough. And that's something that I often struggle with, sleeping properly. And I'm not going to blame it all on my son. It's a lot to do with I've had insomnia on and off for years. So it's basic things. It's about eating right. It's about moving properly. It's about, you know, looking after your skin. And I love putting on a face mask or, you know, putting on those blackhead strip things that are gorgeous. I'll do a video about those at some point, I'm sure. But, you know, it is about taking time for yourself. And, you know, and that's really, really important. And through the coaching, which really has been a big thing for me, I've landed on 3 words which I think that's what I want to be. That's how I want to represent myself. That's how I want to show up to the world. So I'm going to share the words with you. And it's funny because, you know, it's been a bit of a journey just finding the words. I started off with 3 words and then one of them realised, and thanks, Sue, because your thinking was spot on here, really wasn't the right vibe. It wasn't the right word. So anyway, my 3 words at the moment, it's kind of like my mantra, if you like. As Sue says, my reset button is joy. Okay, and I'm all about the joy. It's about bringing joy to my life, making sure that what I'm doing is in the search of joy. It's all about joy. Success is measured through joy. So joy is a big word for me. And then my second word is strength. And this is, I don't always recognise this, but I am a strong person. I really am. I've gone through a lot. Even just if you think about what I had to do, the steps I had to take, the battle I had to fight to have a son, that's huge. And, you know, I hung in there. So I'm a strong lady and strength is one of my words. And then the third one, and this was the one that was kind of causing problems before, but I think I've landed on it now, is passion. And I am all about the passion. It's about doing things that really you're passionate about and that you want to share with others. You just want to do it. And that's what this channel is about. It's about sharing my passions. And yeah, they happen to be about looking after myself. But as I said, hopefully if you see how I'm looking after myself, you might be inspired to try some of them for yourself. And you might you might get relief from listening to one of my meditation videos, or you might discover a new beauty product from watching one of my beauty videos. So anyway, I'm all about joy, strength and passion. So if I think about self-care, I think there are different aspects to it, and part of that is about physically taking good care of yourself. So that's where all the kind of the skincare comes in, and the pampering and the yoga and exercise and eating well, all that stuff. I think that comes under the umbrella of physical. Not that it matters where you put it, but just if I'm trying to organize my thoughts. And then the other part for me really is around the mindset, the mental well-being, self-care mentally. And there are a couple of things that I've done really recently that have dramatically changed how I feel, and how I'm in a much more positive mindset, which I think is really important, right? Because you can always, the glass is either going to be half full or it's going to be half empty. Isn't it so much better to look at it half full rather than half empty? Anyway, so some of the things that I've discovered recently, which I'm really loving, are, well, one, I mentioned about the law of attraction and being reintroduced to that. And one of the things is I found this podcast, and it was just through searching on the app, on the podcast app on my iPhone. I came across this series of podcasts called Love Your Life, and it's by Jennifer Bailey. If you've not listened to any, I definitely recommend it. She's distills the law of attraction into bite-sized chunks that are really easy to understand and very practical. And I try and listen to one of her podcasts at least once a day. Don't always manage it on the non-nursery days, but really gives me such inspiration and energy. So yeah, I'm really, really loving that podcast. And then from listening to the podcast and also through the coaching, it's not just coming. It's interesting because the messages of what I should be doing have come from many different sources. So it gives me great confidence that I'm sort of on the right track. So one of the things that I've started doing, which I really, and I used to do it before, but really got back into it, is journaling. So every day that I can, not every day, but yeah, as often as I can, I get out a notebook and which I've actually covered in my vision board. So it's kind of really tied into what I'm trying to bring into my life. And I write stuff down. It might just be reflection on the podcast that I've heard or a thought that's come to mind. It might be writing down what I appreciate, what I'm grateful for. It might be scripting, which is a way of kind of talking in the present of things that you want in your life. But yeah, I just give myself the freedom to write whatever I want down. And I find that really grounding. Not grinding, grounding is really good. It's not bad, it's good. So journaling is something that I'm trying to do, and I'm getting joy from that, and I think it sets me up well for the day. Meditating as well on YouTube, obviously I've got my own, but on YouTube there are millions of videos where you have guided meditations. And so whatever it is that you want to bring in at that, or whatever I want to bring in at that moment in time, abundance, well-being, I just search on YouTube and I put on a video, and I either sit and meditate with it on, or lie down, or sometimes I even do some sort of yin yoga, like really slow, deep yoga while that's on. And that, yeah, I love that. It's like eating a piece of cake, only there aren't any calories. Fantastic. And I really do feel like I learn something every day, which is fantastic. I love it. In the job that I did, I was always encouraging others to develop themselves. And I certainly did, through the years. I was lucky enough to go on many development courses and training courses and what have you. And whilst I thoroughly enjoyed those, I'm actually really enjoying doing a different type of self-development now, which is more about, finding out a path forward for myself in every aspect of my life, not just, work or something like that. So anyway, this morning I listened to a podcast, like the Love Your Life one, which I mentioned before, and it was all about, are you a people pleaser? And I realised that actually, I'm a massive people pleaser, but that's really not the space that I want to be in anymore, because if you're always seeking the approval of others, you're never really going to be true to yourself. Isn't it better to really, really tune into yourself, serve yourself, and then that will attract energy, that will attract the positive people and thoughts and experiences to your life, because you are being absolutely true to yourself. So anyway, yeah, another gem that I came across today, and I'm just about to go out. I've got to go to the post office and get all my Christmas stamps for my cards, my Christmas cards, and I've got a her next episode, Jennifer Bailey's Love Your Life. Next episode is number 40. I've got over 100 left to go, so I've got a lot to listen to. But it's all about decluttering. I thought, fantastic, you know what? I'm going to listen to that on the way to the post office and on the way back. And then when I come home, I will be inspired to declutter because I've got so much clutter going on, particularly under my bed. So it's all about the decluttering. Anyway, absolutely, learning things, and I'm loving learning things, and then sharing them in some way, sharing them through this channel, but also I post every week on LinkedIn, and I'm trying to share things on there too. So anyway, they say that sharing is caring. So I hope that's given you some insight into why this channel, why it's Selfcare Karen. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, but also that you decide to join me on my journey, maybe start your own journey too. And let's have fun with it. Let's enjoy what we're doing. That, at the end of the day, should really be our measure of success. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, you are in perfect time. See you soon.